What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube. A couple of you asked me how I built my Magna on the Magna forums. Well, today we're going to find out. We'll stop when we get to our destination. I'll show you all an overview, so stay tuned for that. Alright, so where do we start? A couple years back, I graduated college and I wanted to give myself a present. I'd never bought like a nice vehicle for myself, so I went out and bought this when it was dented to hell and rusty and dying. So I kind of followed in my own footsteps there and didn't buy a nice vehicle for myself. Haha, you thought I was going to, didn't you? Haha, built not bought, big dick boy. It's a Big Mouth reference. Anyways, so I bought that and I immediately got to work on it, and I got my license, and actually I did MSF. Everyone that rides a motorcycle should at least do one sort of course or something. It's always good for you. Please do it. Last time the Magna was on camera on YouTube, this thing was in pieces and it was white. So as you can see, I painted it. There's a couple of blemishes right now, I need to clean it, but I painted it. The color is Rust-Oleum Dark Charcoal Metallic.
Yeah, how is it on gas?
Terrible. Here's a trick with how to not get gas in your paint. Lift it up. That's it. Super simple. One thing I haven't changed on this yet is the stock clutch. That is a weak point on the Magnas. This is the biggest modification I've done to this bike, is lowering it. The way I do that is get yourself a pair of machinist calipers. You know, the ones that'll like slide in and out. I think that's the right term. I think it's calipers. It's that measuring device. You've seen them all before. They're very familiar. Find a spot on your front forks, mark it, put it on the other side as well. Loosen the bolts on your tree clamps and slide your front forks through. You can get away with up to 3 inches, and just make sure that they're the exact same height on both sides. You can just measure from the top of your triple tree how much the forks are coming through it. Then tighten down. There's a free manual on how to service these bikes online, and that'll tell you all the torque specs. So get yourself a torque wrench, get it done right, get it done once and do it right that first time, because bikes are like planes in that you need to be careful with how you're building them. Next was the rear, and I actually have a full video on how I lowered the rear. If you click up on the I button to the upper right hand corner of this video, it'll link you to that video, and you'll have a full tutorial on how to lower the rear end of these bikes safely. The next thing I did was actually I painted this bike. Painted the engine and the pipes after I got rid of the, like, it wasn't really chrome anymore. It was kind of tattered and not worth saving. Chroming is very expensive, so next best thing is ceramic coat. Ceramic coat black. Pipes are done with Krylon high temp paint. It's really cheap, but it actually holds up really well. In fact, it holds up better than VHT. So the next thing I had to do after I lowered the bike was actually modify my kickstand. It was actually super easy. I just went to a friend of mine that's a fabricator, and I didn't even do a pie cut. I just cut mostly into the upper half of it. Just one small cut with a saw. Not all the way through, bent it into place, and then my friend grinded it and welded it back for me, so now it's strong. It keeps the bike upright now that it's lowered, because when you lower a bike, it doesn't want to sit on its kickstand the way it's designed to. Keep in mind, when you lower a motorcycle, you always want to lower the back more than the front, because if you lower the front too much, you could upset the balance of the triangle. It's like the center of balance, and the rider is supposed to be at the top/middle of that triangle. I changed the spark plugs to put them a step hotter. I also cleaned out the carburetors, all 4 of them, because this thing has 4. Mind you, I don't know anything about carburetors before I bought this bike, or before I even opened these carburetors. I am a die-hard turbocharged fuel-injected guy, so I don't know anything about these. This is like a whole new animal to me. My next step was putting the bike back together. I also cleaned the air filter and reinstalled the intake trumpets, the velocity stacks that this thing comes with from factory. And let me tell you, it made the world of difference. I think I got like an extra 10 horsepower out of all the small modifications I did, and cleaning out the jets and making sure that they're adjusted right for these Cobra slash cut pipes that this has on it. These are not the stock pipes, these are Cobra slash cuts. So, you know, you can say it probably has like 5 more horsepower than factory or so. Did I get enough sleep last night? No. But did I at least enjoy the amount of sleep that I did get? Also no. Right now we're in Ludlow, Vermont. As you can see, to your left, if you look, you will see trees. And to your right, if you look, you will also see trees. To the front you will see trees, and behind us you will see more trees. This is why it's called Vermont, which is French for Green Mountain, which is French for the English version of the state's name, which is the Green Mountain State, which is English for the Greek version of the name state, which is Brasinovuno, which is Greek for the Spanish version of the state's name, which is Fera de Monte. You get the point. It's green. If you do a paint job on something, put a scratch somewhere so that way you don't get more of them. I forgot. How could I literally forget the modification that's my hands are touching right now? So as you can see, these are not the stock handlebars for Magnas. These are actually Harley Sportster tracker bars. They're much shorter, but they're not like drag bars, so they won't hit the tank. It actually clearances perfectly. And I actually coupled them with a thicker, stronger pair of risers that I bought off of Amazon. It was actually pretty cheap, and they actually clearance perfectly, because I kind of wanted that like sleek neo bobber look, you know, where it's like simplified and clean looking. Tried to drift it, didn't work out so well. Take a look at this. The other thing I did was paint the front forks and the front brake caliper. Let me actually do this. Boom, right there. These gotta go, but I cut the front fender. I actually just took it and just whoop. You can see it's not perfect, but you know, that's how it works. I painted the shroud for the water cooling thing. Radiator, that's the term. That's from Amazon. You know how to make these work. Don't cut your harness, just make some plugs and plug it into the stock harness. In order to lower this, I actually had to move the rectifier into this area right here. It's fine, it still gets enough airflow, they don't get too hot, it's great. Painted the engine. That's really all there is to it. Put Vans grips on it because I like Vans grips and I think it matches the color, and they do a really good job of getting rid of vibration. Painted the controls. Crappy, but it works. Really, it's a pretty simple thing. Oh, I added Underglow as well. Right there. You can't see it right now because it's nighttime, but yeah, it's a really simple, easy to build bike. I think all in. Let's see. That costs nothing. Paint costs probably like $100 worth of paint or so. Fenders, both of them were cut by me. Bars, like $30, $20 for the grips, $90 for the Burley Slammers, and I actually have some Harley Road King lowering brackets on this right here, which is actually how I adjust the ride height back here. And these were like $20 on Amazon, so really it's a cheap build, but it looks great. As for this bike is actually a 2-up capable bobber that has a soft tail. If you look underneath here, this actually has the stock Magna metal bracket brace underneath this. So all I have to do is attach the stock rear Magna seat and voila. Enjoy this bike. There will be more content on it soon, but I'm just gonna go and enjoy riding. So thank you for coming. Comment down below how much you like this bike, or if you don't like it. If you hate it, tell me. If you love it, tell me. That's all there really is to it. Just take your time, fabricate. These fenders are plastic. You can plastic weld these easily. There's, you know, the paint's not perfect, but just, you know, make it your own. It's okay. And you don't need to ask for other people's opinion while you're building it. Just do what you want. If you don't like it, redo it. Bikes are so easy to build. People should do it more often. Anyways, that's that. Enjoy it, folks. Peace out. Oh, I just burped in my helmet.